Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name's Andy, and today I'm going to do you a quick what's in the box kit review of my HASEGAWA Spitfire Mark 1 from the Royal Air Force on the 1/72 scale. Now I've checked some sources, and this box art apparently was first produced around about 1980. So again, what we're looking at here is a vintage kit that's roughly 44 years old. So let's get away and let's have a look. Oh, just as a point, I'm not exactly sure what this German plane is here, but to me it kind of looks like a Focke-Wulf 190. Obviously this is a Mark 1 Spitfire. My history is not brilliant, but I do think I do have a bit of knowledge. I'm not quite sure whether Mark 1 Spitfires would have been put up against FW190s, which actually came in production, I think, around about 1942. Correct me if I'm wrong, no problem with that. So anyway, let's just have a quick look in the box and see what we've got. Now, as per usual, I'm going to read out the history provided by HASEGAWA regarding this plane. So here we go. This famous fighter was designed by the genius Mr. R.J. Mitchell, who had made use of his experience in the S6B Schneider racer. First mass-produced Type Mark 1 was commissioned into service from June 1938. In September of 1939, the beginning of World War II, 307 aircrafts in 9 squadrons were assigned to the war front. The former type of Spitfire was outfitted with two-blade stabilised pitch propeller, and the canopy shape was not bulged. Comparing with this, the latter one was fitted with a 3-blade variable pitch propeller, and canopy shape was bulged, which the front area was reinforced with bulletproof glass. In the Battle of Britain, which began in August of 1940, Spitfire, accompanied by Hurricane, or Hurricane as it's said here, fighted up against the German Air Force and defended Britain against the enemy of Narzisst, Germany. In this battle, the fighter corps under the command of Hugh Dowding, I think that's supposed to be Dowding, fully took advantage of the radar network, which was the world's best at the time. The tactics was made skillfully, and it led the glorious victory towards Britain by employing the Hurricane for bombing and the Spitfire for fighter purpose. I'm pretty sure the Hurricane was used as a fighter, but whatever. In the dogfight against the rival ME-109E, the speed of these two aircrafts was the same. Circling performance was on the Spitfire side, but the ME-109 excelled in climbing power, high altitude performance and in swooping speed. Up to the Mark 24 model, 20,351 Spitfires were built in all. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the painting suggestions. And we have 2 different camouflage markings. One which I think is using the earlier roundel, one which is using the slightly later roundel, introduced around about 1940 it says here. And as we can see, we've got 2 interesting, well, one interesting, one not so interesting undersides with the black, the half black and half white, which I believe was the pretty much standard markings on the undersurfaces until the first year of the war. The instructions are pretty basic. We've got 6 windows to actually look at. First one obviously is the cockpit, secondly the landing gear, fuselage assembly, main wing and tail unit assembly, propeller and canopy installation, and then the landing gear installation comes last. And yay, we have a pilot. Thanks HASEGAWA. So let's have a look at the parts. And here we can see we have our decal sheet, and like we've discussed previously, we have apparently 2 different sets of markings we can actually apply, and we actually have a rather nice cockpit instrument panel marking also, decal also. So that's all rather nice, and these are quite rare, I think, when you actually go back into vintage, so that's a nice touch by HASEGAWA. And we have 2 slightly different, I think we discussed that in the information sheet, options on our canopy cover, which is kind of useful for someone like me who tends to get gluey fingerprints all over these things. We have 2 main sprues. The first one we're looking at here is the wings. There is some quite nice detail on here. It's not incredibly pronounced, like the Hella that I've just actually done a video of as well. We do have some rivet marks and panel lines and what have you. You can definitely see the flaps going on there. It's very, very smooth. It looks really nicely moulded, actually, to be honest with you. I'm quite happy with that. We've got the landing gear, the exhaust manifolds, and the tail fins. That looks like a really sturdy mounting point for the landing gear as well, which I quite like. So, there we go. That's the first one done. Yay, our pilot. But look at him. He's covered in flash. He's going to need a bit of attention, I think. We actually have a 2-blade propeller and a 3-blade propeller, so we can decide whether we want the early Mark 1 or the late Mark 1. We have the main fuselage, which again has got some nice detail on it, which is quite fine. I think I prefer the fine detail as opposed to the quite heavy-handed detail of the Hella, which, sorry to refer you to, but that's the one that I've just done. Got a bit of detail on the seat as well, which is pretty cool. As you can see, this one's got the tail wheel already installed, which is kind of handy for a Muppet like myself. And we've got a control stick, and the aerial is already inserted, but it has got a bit of flash on it, so I'm going to have to give that a bit of attention with my sanding stick. So, yeah, there we go. This is looking like quite a nice model. I mean, my memories of HASEGAWA when I was younger, when I built models, were that they were considered to be one of the better manufacturers. Obviously, being Japanese, you know, it kind of makes them slightly more interesting back then, but, you know, a lot of things are Japanese or Chinese these days. So anyways, my intention is to build this slightly later on. I'm going to give this slightly more attention than my normal slapdash style of bish bash boshing kits together. I'm going to pre-paint a few pieces, I think, and then I'll put the video online for you later. I hope you enjoyed my video. Questions and suggestions are always welcome on my channel. Please like and subscribe and join me for my model building ride. Be seeing you.